Hello everybody. Recently we made a video about good stories to listen when you go about to do something else, like driving or working out. And many of you told us that you also enjoy listening to stories before going to bed. So today we're going to share with you our list of best stories for bedtime listening. You can find links to all of them in the description below. And now, let's get started. The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. A social worker is sent by his grumpy boss to an island to investigate an orphanage full of magical children and their caretaker. On the surface, the task seems straightforward, but he soon realizes there's more to both the children and the island than meets the eye. This story has everything you need for a cozy night in found family, found home, found love, quirky characters, and a feel-good plot that will make you smile long after you've finished listening to it. Narrated by Daniel Henning. Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. Vivia has spent most of her life adventuring, slaying monsters and collecting their teeth as trophies. But she's hung up her sword and shield now and is ready to retire. She has purchased a small inn in the hopes of living out her days serving coffee and tea to customers. Unfortunately, she's not quite cut out for this sort of life just yet, and soon finds herself knee-deep in the town's problems once again. If you are looking for a relaxing story with a sleepy vibe, then this is the perfect pick for you. Legends and Lattes is a comforting listen from start to finish. Narrated by Zachary Weber. Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Talia Hibbert. Chloe Brown has lived her life according to her strict religious upbringing. At 30 years old, she decides to break free from her overprotective family and start exploring the world and her sexuality. She hires a handyman to help her complete a list of exciting tasks that she has never had time for. The two grow closer as they work through the list, and Chloe starts to discover that there is so much more to life than following the rules. This spicy romance will keep you engaged until the very end. Narrated by Ajot. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. In a small French village in 1714, a young woman makes a deal with the devil to live forever, but as a result, she is cursed to be forgotten by everyone she meets. Fast forward to modern times, and a young man in New York City recognizes Addie despite having never met her before. He becomes determined to uncover the secrets of her immortality. This hauntingly beautiful story is a must-listen for fans of fantasy and romance. Narrated by Julia Whelan. Piranesi by Susanna Clark. Piranesi lives in a vast house that is full of statues and tides. He spends his days exploring the labyrinthine halls and making friends with the few other people who live there. But as he begins to piece together the mysteries of the house, he puts himself in danger. If you want to dive into a book that feels like a dream, then look no further. The atmospheric writing and immersive narration will transport you to another world. Narrated by Derek Perkins. The X-Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon. After their public breakup, two radio hosts are forced to co-host a show together. They pretend to still be a couple on air, but soon their fake relationship starts to become real. If you're a fan of rom-coms, then you'll adore The X-Talk. It's funny, heartwarming, and sexy, and it will leave you feeling all fuzzy inside. Narrated by Rebecca Sola, The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Nora Seed finds herself in the Midnight Library, where each shelf represents a different life that she could have lived. With the help of the enigmatic librarian, she samples these lives to see which one would have been best for her. Ultimately, she learns that the value of life is not in the absence of suffering, but in the love, connection, and joy that we find along the way. This thought-provoking novel will leave you pondering the meaning of life long after you finish listening to it. Narrated by Carey Mulligan. Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, Alex Claremont Diaz, the first son of the United States, and Prince Henry of Wales have a well-documented history of animosity. But when a scandal threatens to derail his mother's presidential campaign, Alex is forced to team up with Henry to set things right. As they work together, they discover that they may have more in common than they thought, leading to a steamy romance. If you're looking for a fun, light-hearted listen with a happy ending, then look no further. Narrated by Ramon de Ocampo. Evie Drake Starts Over by Linda Holmes. Evie Drake has a lot on her plate. She's trying to rebuild her life after her husband's death, manage her late father's inn, and care for her ailing grandmother. When a famous baseball player named Dean Tenney shows up at her in seeking a place to stay, she reluctantly agrees to let him move in. As they work together to save the inn, they also begin to heal each other's broken hearts. If you're a fan of second chances and small-town romances, then this is the perfect listen for you. Narrated by Julia Whelan. Beach Read by Emily Henry. January Andrews is a romance novelist who is struggling to come up with her next story. She heads to a beach house in Maine for the summer, hoping to find inspiration. There she meets Augustus Everett, a brooding literary fiction writer who is staying in the guest house. The two strike up an unlikely friendship and help each other overcome their creative blocks. But as the summer draws to a close, they must decide whether to follow their hearts or their dreams. This charming contemporary romance will keep you entertained from beginning to end. Narrated by Julia Whelan. The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Olive Smith is a PhD student in astrophysics who needs a fake boyfriend to convince her best friend that she has moved on from her ex. She turns to Adam Carlson, a fellow student and lab partner who has always been nice to her. But as they start to spend more time together, Olive begins to develop real feelings for Adam when her ex, Jake, returns to campus. Olive must choose between the two men and decide what she really wants. If you're looking for a light-hearted romance with a STEMinist twist, then look no further. Narrated by Sarge Bankhead. You Had Me at Hola by Alexis Daria, a famous telenovela star and a Hollywood movie star agree to fake a relationship to improve their public image. But soon their pretend romance starts to become real. This sexy and steamy romance is full of hilarious mishaps and heartwarming moments, and it will leave you feeling all warm and fuzzy inside. Narrated by Natalie N. Jones. Well, that's it for today. I hope you found a new favorite story to listen to. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.